Good afternoon, ladies, and welcome to today's book review session. My name is Moralo Nematayeni, and I am co-championing this book with Prof. Wayi. It's our October read. So the book is Boardroom Dancing by Nolitha Fakude. So this book is divided into 5 different parts. And in those parts, she takes us through the journey of her life and also starting in the corporate world and the changes that she had to do in terms of transformation in our country. And she starts by telling us about the early years where she grew up in, she's from the Eastern Cape, so Nika Store, and she speaks about how they had special treatments because of economic empowerment and also the status that one has within society. And then she takes us through the journey of going to college and how she got into the choir in college in terms of consistency and also just showing up at all the auditions and ended up being part of the choir. And then also getting out from college and going to varsity. And then she speaks about stepping out on part 2. And that was starting work in retail with Woolworths. And she stresses about quality in that chapter. And then she speaks about democracy and how she hosted Mama Winnie Mandela. And then also talking about mentorship and also, ending a sit in the table and also using your voice when you are in that sit. And then she goes to talk about the national stage. So that one was around her being a director and also the work that she did in terms of working with different stakeholders, different unions, and also she stresses about skills development and training, and the way she explains the work that she does, it makes you want to go and even read the Skills Development Act and also see what is there, what needs to be changed, and how has the journey been even from the BEA Commission to the BEE Act. And then she speaks about transformation on a personal level and also in the business space. And then she speaks about on part 4, it's global transformation, where it is all about culture change and also doing what is necessary in order to bring this change in a structure or in a company that is globally recognized and known for different things like commanding, controlling, and not integrating and recognizing or acknowledging the people that are on the other side, like the cold hands, warm hearts, was it warm heart, cold hands? Yeah, but we're gonna touch on that. And then she also talks about the importance of volunteering and taking part in order to be noticed. And she speaks about the journey ahead, where she says, as a country, we need to talk. And that talk being necessary in order for us to be able to bring the change that we need as a country going forward. So I just want us to just go around and check in how you guys doing, how did you find the book, what stood out for you in the book. And then as we continue, then we will also have a second round. It's not a lot of people today, so we'll have another round as well where you share about your experience of the book more on the personal level and what you're going to incorporate in your life going forward in terms of learnings. So who would like to go first on this one?
I can go first. Okay, I'm not done with the book. I'm in chapter 13, but I think I'm almost done. This book, guys, it's so motivating. I feel like where she is, like compared to where I am, we're so far apart. But I'm so motivated, like how she started and the sacrifice she made to be where she is, especially with her child and her marriage. But I'm so proud of her. Firstly, for me, it's the way she take every task that she's given. For me, this lady, she is a hard worker. And so what I've learned in part one, I think I wrote some things for part one, part two, part three. So in part one, I learned that, the way we were raised can lay a good or bad foundation to our future. Like, at least with her, she had like a very good opportunity, and she didn't play with those opportunities. Like she not like took advantage, but she used those opportunities that she got from the time she started at Woolworths, the promotion she got, and she came from a good background. She went to a good school. So she didn't play with those opportunities. She really take advantage of that. So really how you grow up, your background, it can really affect how you go up. Not that to say if you're from a good family, you can be successful. And if you're from a bad family, you cannot be successful. But I really learned from that. And that also when she says some situations are beyond your control, but you can choose how you respond to those situations. The way she handled everything, racism, transformation at workplace, it's so amazing. And I really reflect on me, like how, like for example, at my work, I can see the way things are not transformed, but I do not speak up. We just let things be like it's normal, and it's not. But with her, she speak up, and when she does it with respect. She doesn't fight. Like she speak like nicely so that she can be heard, instead of taking things personal and all those things. But the way she handled things, that was really impressive. And also she said we can do anything as women, even though some things are identified as men's work. We ask women, we as women, we can do it as well. Like for example, like being a CEO back then, it was like a man job. Being in a top level, in senior management, it was men. Women can do anything as well. Like even if we have to run family, like kids and stuff, we shouldn't let things like that, like to say, I can't, I'm still raising children. But what about men? Men can just move the ladders. Like it doesn't matter, even though you all have newborns, it looks like women must sacrifice and men must just go. So with her, she didn't let that discourage her. She found help, nannies and family and all that, so that it doesn't distract her goals in her career. And then she also said that being a woman is not our limiting factor. Like I said, we can do anything. We can do men's work. There's no such as men. We can do any work, whether it's identified as men work. We as women, we can do it. And also, she also emphasized about the importance of career development, like training and stuff. And I've noticed this also in our company. Training, it's like right there. It's like not a lot of focus. It's like a small thing that only you have to push it. But if the company emphasize and talk more and encourage, people love training, we love development. But in some companies, like you have to write a motivation, and because of budgets and all those things, you end up being turned down. So this was really much important. We should keep on emphasizing about training, something that the companies, when it comes to budget, cutting of budgets, that's where they start. They start on the training and development department. And also she talked about being transparent when addressing problems and have an honest and open discussion in a non-confrontational way to avoid misunderstanding. I think Ms. Nolitha, she was very good at this, like addressing things openly, so I was really motivated to speak up, especially at work. If I'm not happy about something, if I see that here things are not done right, I can raise my voice in a professional way without confronting, but saying it in a nice way. And another thing she always said, you must always ask questions. It doesn't matter what position you're at, whether you are a CFO or you're a CEO or whatever, you can always ask questions. It doesn't mean when you're up there, you know everything. So she always emphasized that you must always ask questions, no matter what position you are. We're always learning. And then she spoke about when your turn is over, walk away, meaning that if maybe you're a CEO of this company and then maybe you move to be a CFO, you've done your part there, close the chapter, move on and focus where you are. So I really learned a lot, and I was sad that her marriage ended. I love marriage, but I'm sure in this case, it really came to an end. So and another thing that I've noticed, I feel like women, especially in marriage, we like to sacrifice a lot, especially our careers. We put our careers on hold, or even an opportunity comes, maybe a big promotion, where you'll have to be less present in your child's life, or coming home to cook every day, things like that. We tend to sacrifice. So you know what, I'm going to put my life on hold maybe for 5 years until my kids are older. But what about men? He's not going to do that. As soon as the opportunity comes, they grow. So I feel like us as women, we sacrifice a lot, and I don't think we should do that. It really limits us to grow in our career path, because we're always sacrificing, because we have to take care of the family, we have to take care of the house and all those things. So yeah, this book is really motivating to see that as a Black woman, you can make it, you can go higher. Like, the sky is the limit. There's so many opportunities out there. So yeah, this woman, like, I couldn't believe that at the age of 40, she has accomplished so much. Actually, when I get to that part where she said her marriage ended and she turned 40, I'm like, whoa, I thought she was 50 something and she was actually 40, and she has done so much. And what other thing? Oh, having a mentor, like, for you need to know someone who knows someone to be able to have other opportunities. You cannot be a standalone person and say, no, I'll be successful. I can do this by myself. You need other people. You need people who can help you, who can vouch for you. So it's really important. You need to get someone to mentor you. Obviously, you have to do your part as well. You cannot just fully dependent on the mentor. You have to do your part as well. So guys, Mina, I want to be out there, CEO, MD, you name it, I can do it. This lady, she showed us that we can do it. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you very much for sharing. And I love how you are just stating that she's showed us that it's possible, because sometimes we just need someone that looks like us to do those things so that we can realize that it is definitely possible. Did you guys see the news this week when they were saying 2 ladies piloted a flight to Cape Town?
Yes, I did. After 8 years. I mean, really.
Khomotso, are you able to just share on that so that we can celebrate with you and your family? Okay, she's probably not available, but guys, I saw it on LinkedIn, and then I saw it on Facebook, and it's one of those things that you see and then you're just like, guys, what is happening? And when I went through Khomotso's wall and she was celebrating to say it's her sister who is one of the ladies that were piloting that flight, and I was just like, oh my word, you see these things and then you think it's something that is so far away. So we just want to celebrate with you, Khomotso, as you go and celebrate your sister Refilwe for this great achievement. I think it's one of those things where you can see that women are capable, women are taking the seats left, right, and center, and also in the skies. So well done to her. We celebrate her and send our regards from Empowered Women to say we see her, we celebrate her, and we just want to wish her all the best as she continues with her journey. Who would like to go next? Oh, welcome, Prof. You can go next, Nyane.
Okay, thank you. First, a disclaimer, I haven't gone far in the book, and the guilt. Today, I have to attend because the guilt in me, because and this was a gift from Utuli. So yeah, my take on from this, it's that we are capable and we need to do something. I think for me personally, it's because I've always been the one I'm always behind. I always like put myself behind, and I don't talk, I don't say my say, I don't fight. If an injustice is done to me, especially at work, I'm like quiet. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. I mean, like currently the company I'm working for, it's a great company, but like, yeah, the South African affiliate is something else. So I've learned that nothing's gonna happen as long as you are a spectator. Nothing's gonna happen. You're just gonna be a spectator. And as much as I think maybe for me it's a little bit too late, although they say it's never too late, but I'm encouraging everyone, especially young women, because funny enough, I've been a mentor to many, but I haven't had or haven't grabbed a mentor for me. So I've never been a mentee. So maybe that's an opportunity lost, but I'm still hopeful. So yeah, Sis Nolitha has that, she showed me so many things, especially in leadership and the perseverance and also the partnership, because like we have to choose the right partners. I'm not sure. I don't think most partners would have stayed behind with their husband, with their kids, while their female partners are going ahead with their career. And also to me now, I realize like how important the mentors are. As the previous speaker was saying, you can't just go alone, and you can't just think because you've got 1, 2, 3, you've got 1, 4, 5, 6 qualifications, then you're there for. So you need someone who will see you and identify you and take you to the table. Because yeah, I mean, like most of the time, based on my experience, like you don't have that person to work with you. But like sometimes when you don't find the person, which is my guilt in it, that I haven't found the person. It was my responsibility. I haven't done that. But I'm saying the buck doesn't stop here. That doesn't stop me from leading behind the scenes, but also encouraging, especially young women, and having the leadership that we have. And women, we can do everything. We are doing everything. It's just like sometimes it takes us, we have to like do it 10 times, work 10 times harder to be where you want to be because of the gender, and even worse because of the gender and the race. So I'm promising Mutul, I'm not sure if she's here, that I will finish the book and I will take, but in this one I was writing notes, which is good for me because sometimes I just read and I don't write it. So I've been enjoying the parts that I've read. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Sethnyane, for sharing. And a partner, it's very important when we are going through this journey, and how they show up in the partnership or in the relationship or in the wedding, marriage, also does assist us in terms of making the choices that we have to make when it comes to our career. So just as an update, we're invited by Ideal Book Club, and that's where we got to meet the author of the book. Some of us got our book signed. So I was there with Malevo and Lerato, and my partner was also with me in the review session. And from that session, when I spoke to her about this invitation that we had sent to her office with regards to the book review session, she indicated that she is traveling. So she's currently in the US now for a couple of weeks. So even the time difference, I'm told at this time it would be around 2, 3 in the morning in her time. So when she comes back, I spoke to Namja from her office, also even yesterday, where she was just double confirming if we're aware that she's not available, and then they will make time. So when she comes back, I said, even if it's in December when she's back, but they open to that so that she can have an engagement with us, so they know about us, they know that we are reading their book and also reviewing it today, and then happy to have an engagement with us when she's back. So Yeah, I just want to hand over to Prof. Wai. If you can come in and let's hear your view on the book.
Good afternoon, ladies. Can you hear me? I'm using the microphone, the headphones for the first time. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Hello?
hear you.
Oh, okay. Hi, ladies and Molano. Thank you for this opportunity and for this time. I read this book last year, and you know, when you're reading a book and you actually want to shift. I'm not sure who was saying earlier. It was Nene, saying that this book is showed her that we need to speak up, we need to stand up. Because when I thought about it, I had to go and go back and check how old is the state. Okay, the book says she's 50, and it details how she has been firm from the beginning. She never held back when they were chased away. I think it was something to do with apartments. There were stories, but she kept pushing and pushing. And we know how different and difficult the times were at the time when she was doing all that. But that never stopped her. And you look at the person and the things that she's doing and how she's managing her life, and you see that, okay, this is actually me. This is a person. I could have been that person, but instead I focused on myself, because she was not only fighting for herself, she was fighting for all other women and all other Black people. Sometimes we find we focus on our own circumstances. As long as you are winning this fight, you forget that the other person is still dealing with this particular issue. So that's one thing that I learned from her, and the complexity of life, that you see people making these things and dealing with life, not knowing that, forgetting that there are actually families involved. There is actually a person's background involved, and it tells me that we need to take care of our children as well. When we're building, when we're raising our children, we must know that we are raising people who will have to stand up in the future. How are we doing that? The mother, I've forgotten her mother's name. I can get what I was talking about, and it's word that I'm the one who gets the number, the name of the mother. How the mother took her outside and told her that, Tonga, when you do not have a father, your circumstance cannot be similar to the other people. We need to know and understand that because the problems with our youth and our teenagers is that they want to live with everyone else and forget that the people are different, our circumstances are different. Overall, I thought it was a beautiful book. It actually changed a lot about me, about my perspective. After reading this book last year, I did a self-reflection about my life, what I've been through, the opportunities that I've had, which I never took advantage of and made them shine. And also the development. I decided, okay, I'm going to develop myself. I've never really had a coach or a mentor, and I'm approaching her age. I'm approaching 50. And this year I decided, okay, this is what I'm going to do in order to develop myself. I need somebody that I know is my mentor, is dedicated mentor. Because we're getting things from different people, which is not a problem. I mean, I've been getting by because I know people that I can approach about a particular issue. But if you've got somebody who's got a history and who understands deeply what we've been dealing with, not just dealing with a particular situation. So that's one of the things that I decided to do, and also decided to develop other aspects and also to give back more to the community, because being involved in BMF is part of not only focusing on her immediate environment, but making sure that there is transformation in the industry, and there is transformation nationally as well. That's my view of the book. It's a great book. I love it. I tried Mulalo to start to read again this month, but I couldn't catch up. Yeah, but it's different now that I'm reading it now. I'm actually perceiving differently now that I've been involved. I'm actually attending some women leadership, women in leadership course this year, which was just a coincidence, given the fact that what I decided to do in terms of self-development. So what I'm getting from that, it takes me back to her experience. And as I read the book now, I'm reading it from a completely different perspective, as I believe that I have changed from the time I started reading the book and now. So these should not be taken for granted. The books that we read and the experiences that we go through, and of course, we are unique, we are grown differently, but we need to reflection. If you hear from any great leader out there, they will tell you that they reflect, which is something that I do often. I sit down and reflect and evaluate and see how you can change your situation. I loved the response when she was asked how she was going to fill in the shoes of the former BMF and how she went on that I will wear 5 shoes. And I like the part that she needed at some point to walk barefoot in order to understand, because that's what we miss in our journey in pursuit of greater things. That you still need to be humble, you need to understand the basics of everything that you do. And yeah, she's been lucky that she started from the bottom, and her career just kept taking off and taking off. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. And thank you for recommending this book so that we can read it at this time. And as you were talking about how the book allows us to take part in opportunities that are before us, I was just thinking about how at times we find ourselves in corporates where there's opportunities to study. The company is even willing to fund us, but at times we're just like, somebody else will do the studying. I'm tired, I've been studying, I've got my postgrad, I've got my master's, now I've got my PhD, those kind of things. But for people that are still on the journey, I think this encourages us to take hold of each and every opportunity and make the best out of it, because the position that we find ourselves in, it's mostly privilege because other people don't have those opportunities. And one of the things that I also noted on part 2 and also ended my review of that part with a question was, what choices do I need to make now to be able to say yes to opportunities? Because as one of the ladies indicated earlier on, sometimes it was full. Sometimes we let go of opportunities because we are married, because we need to take care of the husband, the kids. We need to make sure that the house is in order. And we don't stretch ourselves enough. Even if they stretch opportunities, we don't do that. But having someone like Nolitha's husband, who was saying, you've got privilege or you've got opportunities that other people do not have, so feel free to go and make the most out of this, was one thing that when I was reading the book, I felt was liberating at her time when she needed to take opportunities and travel to or relocate to another city when her marriage was still in its early days as well, and also starting that career. And you also made note about the shoes when she was elected as the BMF president. And surprisingly, throughout the years, ever since BMF was born in 1976, 40-something years ago, she is the only person that was ever a BMF president who is a Black female. Okay, they're all Black, but she's the only one who has ever been a president of the Black Management Forum. And for those that are still to read the book, when she was asked, she mentioned that she made it clear that she did not intend to wear men's shoes, because now she's going on roles that had men previously. And she says, I was bringing 5 pairs of shoes into my presidency. This is on page 116. She says they include high heels to stand tall and look my male peers straight in the eye, sneakers so that I could be agile, running and skipping as necessary to navigate this leadership role, sandals with flowers so I don't take myself too seriously, boots with spikes to kick butt, and slippers for tiptoeing and moving stealthily. Finally, I also said that sometimes I would walk barefoot to stay humble and keep in touch with Mother Nature and my ancestors. So I think sometimes we're expected to just go and be men in those leadership roles. And I love how our previous month's read was Lead Like a Woman. And that just showed us or encouraged us to embrace our womanness, if I can put it that way, and highlighted on some of the things that are said to be associated with us as women, us being emotional, and then they teach us about us being emotionally savvy. So those nuggets and those key things that we learned also help us carry us through even in leadership roles, so that we don't have to fight men, but just lead from a point of strength as women. Who would like to go next?
Okay, before, as we're waiting for the next person, Moraro, I'd like to also add another point, which I didn't mention, is I liked what she said about getting into newer environments when she was just now appointed as the part of the board membership. To me, that's maturity. She said that for at least a year, she was not making any major contribution to the board meetings because she was learning. She was trying to understand this new environment, and she was making sure that when she does make a contribution, it's a contribution that comes from a well-informed source. And also, I changed jobs just last year, and I came to a new environment. So that became a reality for me, because there were times I'm in a meeting and I'm like, okay, this is not how things should be. But I would think about what she said and hold back a little bit and allow things. And as the months, as time went on, I realized it was actually a good choice and good advice, because places are different. You want to make a difference, but it's important to actually understand the context where you are in whatever situation that you are. Thank you.
Thank you. Tumakazo, I see you're unmuted. Welcome. Would you like to share your take on the book? Okay, who hasn't? Katshelo, Mahlatsi, Molebogeng, Takalane, Tanga.
Okay, thank you, Mararo. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, I would share what I learned from the book. I'm not very far. I think I'm in chapter 7. But what I learned from Nolitha is it's that she didn't want to lose focus. Like she fought. It was not easy. Her achievements are very outstanding. And as Kuru mentioned earlier, coming to realize that she has achieved so much before the age of 40 is quite amazing. But what I learned from her was that it is possible if you are determined, you just need to fight. And also, something that really, really stood out for me was that we cannot be bystanders in our life. We need to take responsibility. We need to make things happen. There is nothing that will come to us if we are seated doing nothing. And even when the going gets tough, we don't quit. Like Winnie told her when she was asking her why does she allow people to treat her the way they do, and she responded to say, "It's better to be inside the tent than being outside because there's really little that you can do when you are outside. But if you are inside, you can try to move things to change to be the way that you want them to be." And the way she would stand up for herself at work is amazing. Like with other people that spoke before me to say, sometimes in a workplace, you'll just let things slide for peace sake. But then I learned that things will not change if we do not speak out. What is important is that we do it in a respectful manner. You don't shout, you don't throw tantrums, but you put the facts on the table and show where the problem is. Where is it that you feel that things are not done according to the way they should be done? Also knowing the policies of the organization that you work for or the company that you work for, that will actually be of great help because then you have a foot to stand on to avoid maybe fighting for things that are actually outside the policy. I liked how they would have discussions and get to know that they are being mistreated in this area and that area before they could confront the situation and the manner that the situation was confronted. I also would like to commend the husband, like other ladies did indicated. It was very thoughtful of him to say, no, go on, go get started with your career, other than expecting her to sit and nurture the child and only start working on a career later on when the child is grown. I saw that was beautiful of of her partner. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Tanda, for sharing. And I see on the comments, some of the ladies are saying they're still new in the book club or they just got their books and don't have anything to share, but we'll just love to hear from you, ladies. It doesn't have to be the learnings from the book itself, but just your take on the transformation journey that we've been through as a country, or the one that we're going through as a country. And I see Mahlatsi, you've raised your hand. You can unmute, and then we'll hear from you in terms of the book.
Good afternoon, ladies. I hope that you're all well. I read the book from chapter 1. I'm so sorry, I'm not really feeling okay. So you'll just tell me if I'm audible enough now. So I read the book from chapter 1 to chapter 6, and it has been amazing. It was mind-blowing, honestly. from her upbringing, the ladies that she had growing up, her grandmothers, her mother. These were strong women who I believe have also helped shape the woman that she is, or the woman that she is. And having them as role models, seeing them fulfill their roles, being present in whatever role that they were in, having properties in times when it was very hard for Black people to have properties, running businesses. I'd like to believe that has helped shape Nolitha's career. Yeah? And also I loved how frank her mom was with their situation. A little bit harsh, yes, but I also believe it has also helped, remind her, Ghana, when other people are behaving this way, now they have maybe a backup, while now my only backup is my mom, and without my mom, I would like this, And I also loved how consistent she was in whatever role that she was in, how how perseverant she was. For example, she loved singing, but she couldn't sing, and she didn't let that discourage her. So she just pushed on, kept going for auditions, until one of the teachers recognized, this person will keep coming to those auditions, even if we don't consider her, but she will still continue to come. And she was given the opportunity, and a bargain, a certain level of bargaining, or okay, we'll give you an opportunity to be in the choir, but you'll have to sing level A in order for you to blend in, and not ruin it for other people. And now going to university, I loved how she did not leave out the part of the other things that she was doing, like your drinking and so on and so forth. I loved how she because in most cases, sometimes professionals, mostly people in her caliber, leave out that information. Now, while growing up, this is what I did, because in a way it's part of growth, and it also makes you, it makes you feel, this is a human thing to do. But it doesn't necessarily mean, or when you do this, you stop striving to make your life better, and so on and so forth. Hence, I also said that I would also recommend the book to learners in high school, and so on and so forth, right? And then professionally, when she got to Woolworths, it gives a different, of course, we all know Woolworths, the kind of brand that Woolworth is, but having to have a picture from a person who was working there, having to know the kind of, the culture. Yeah, Woolworth. Of course, there were other people who weren't really supportive, the culture that they were trying to instill back then. Yeah, the whole thing, equality and upliftment of Black people, like the HR manager, the recruitment person, or who left out information. The organization covering their traveling costs, and so on and so forth. But how the other members, the management, Woolworth handled the whole thing, making them as Black people, as the first cohort, feel important. That for me showed Woolworth another side, just apart from it just being a brand, you know, has quality and so on and so forth, but you know, you get to see the kind of quality that it also instills in its staff and how they also treat their staff, you know. And what else? I loved the part, yeah, where you know how they tried by all means, but then share, you know, African things, you know, like this phrase, yes, being a person or and you understand the depth, yeah, or seriti ke eng, because seriti ke, you know, ge motho a re ke na le seriti, or seriti sa ka a se ndumelele gore ke dire a certain thing, you get to understand gore, okay, this person dignity ya gage, you know, o e tšea serious go fitlha kae. So seeing Woolworth implementing these things, it's honestly amazing, can it? And now going to her, like I said, give a little chapter 6, it was amazing her role of Black Management Forum. being a member, yeah, Black Management Forum myself, though now I am part of the student chapter and not, you know, the mother body and stuff like that. But yes, seeing the roles, or like seeing everything that the Black Management Forum was implementing, your economic empowerment, you know, all those things, all those terms, it's as if she gives you a picture. Yeah, or this is what we wanted. This is what this is where we come from as a people, and this is where we want to be as a people. And Rena as Black Management Forum, this is where we want to see this thing going forward, you know, like we just see these terms like in business. If most people are in business, you just see this terms, you know, you must be a BEE holder, have a document here, BEE, but we don't really understand the depth of BEE. Of course, we understand Black economic empowerment, but where does it come from? You know, and where is it going? You know, the actual mandate behind the Black economic empowerment, or the idea behind it, you know. So the picture that I got from this book, mind-blowing. So, and it also, you know, as I've already mentioned, being a Black Management Forum member myself, you know, it gives you it gave me an entirely different view. Yeah, Black Management Forum. Of course, I already knew what we stood for. I already knew the idea behind Black Management Forum, but seeing it from Nolitha's view, it just changed my whole perception. Yeah, Black Management Forum, and hopefully going forward, I as I was reading the book, I kept thinking, you know, I'd like the other students go Black Management Forum to read this book as well, because it would help change how they view. Because in all honesty, Black Management Forum, it was mostly about, okay, what am I going to gain first? And then, okay, what can I then offer to people? But with Nolitha, from what I'm getting from this book, it has always been about serving the other people. It was always about, you know, what can I give? Where can I change? And while with us in a generation, even though we are saying, what can I do to make something better? But we're also saying, what am I going to benefit? What am I getting from this thing? While the book also taught me that, you know, sometimes don't ask why you have to do a certain thing, or what you will get from doing a certain thing. Do it and see the opportunities that will open after you doing that thing. be present in whatever role that you are in. Just be present, be there, give each and everything that you are doing your fullest, and see yourself flourish. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that beautiful review, Mahlatsi. And as you've indicated, it's not just the view that people have when they join a membership-based organization. This thing of what am I going to gain first, instead of what can I give and what can I change. And Nolitha explains it beautifully. And as you've said, I also wish everyone within the organization can go and read this book and see the vision, what we stand for, what we had to fight for. And I was just thinking about, there's the other discussion around keeping Black in the Black Management Forum. And it's a struggle that I was dealing with when people are saying, what about men? Don't men read? Why is it empowered women? It is excluding, it's discriminating other people. But this is a platform that is necessary for us to be able to educate one another, empower one another, and also celebrate one another as women. And what we've done, we've also created another platform of Friends of Empowered Women, where there's a group of men that will be reading with us, or are supposed to be reading with us. There's about 10 men on that WhatsApp group. It's very quiet, but for me, it was an extension to say, we are not leaving our brothers behind. And if this is also a call to you ladies, because I know some people don't even know that there's such a group that exists. So if you've got men that are saying, what are you doing this weekend? And you are saying, I'm going to a review session, and they want to be part of the book club, just let me know, and then we'll connect them, and they'll be part of that WhatsApp group, where they will also be part of these sessions, because every time we have a book review session, we also invite them to join us and be part of the review session. But for us to have our own space, then we created another group for the guys to engage. And if anyone fancies being in that group, you can let me know, and then I'll add you. It's very quiet. Maybe you'll bring some life to it. Yeah, anyone else that would like to share? We 2 minutes too. Okay, with that silence, I am going to go around, and then I will just want to hear your closing remarks. So you're all part of the panel today. You can just greet and then state your view. Other people are putting on the chat that they didn't read the book, but would love to hear your voice, and also how you've experienced the review session. I'll start with you, Dimagato. If you can just unmute, great. Let's hear your voice. How is your experience of the book club? I know you're fairly new. So how are you? How are you finding this? Okay, moving over to you, Fulu. What are your last thoughts, last inputs?
Hello. Hi, well, guys. I thought I am done. No, for me, guys, it's just to speak up honestly and believe in ourselves and look out for opportunities when opportunities present themselves. Let's not doubt ourselves that we can't do this. What's the worst that could happen? It's what? If we fail, we try again. So yeah, I think that's what I've learned. That's what I can say as the last remark.
Thank you very much, Fulu. Katuchero. Lina, welcome. What are your thoughts of the book, if you've read the book? And if not, how are you finding the review session and the book club, our international members?
Thank you. I've been battling voice loss for the couple of days. Can you guys hear me properly?
Yes.
All right. So good afternoon, everyone. It's Lena. I'm from Namibia. Okay, for me, I haven't read the book, and I checked with it. It's kind of difficult for us here in Namibia to get some of these books. And if you have to get it, then you have to order it. And that means you have to pay more for it because, you know, the bookshop is going to order it far off. But I just decided to join to learn from those who have read the book. Okay, I joined a bit late, but so far my view on the book club is that it's a community of women supporting each other, saying if you are experiencing this, know that you are not alone, and we are here to go through that with you, and we are doing this through reading, which might be, if you look at it, it might be a simple exercise, but actually it's really something. You read, you learn, and then you know, you share your thoughts, and then someone else share their thoughts, and you all learn and develop like that. So I'm very grateful that I'm part of this initiative.
Thank you very much, Lena. Molewogeng.
Hello, ladies. My name is Molewogeng. I just joined this Wednesday, but what I've heard from the review of this book, what I learned actually, what got into me is that not to underestimate ourselves and not to only believe that men can do so and so, and us women, we can't do that. So we just need to like be motivated and get out there and do those things that the society says that women cannot do. And also, if to speak up, I'm learning that part because I'm not a vocal person. So yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much. Takarani.
Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Yeah, well,
Yes.
I just don't have much to say. I just want to say thank you all for the feedback, the review that you've just shared with us. It really makes me want to go and read the book right now and start reading because I had not read the book. So thank you so much, for sharing.
Thank you very much. Tanganenzane. Yeah, busy growing the Bloemfontein community. Eh? Well done.
Yes, we are growing. Thank you. What I would like to say as my closing remark is that the book was quite an easy read, and I'm grateful that I was part of this review because I actually learned a lot from other people's review of the book. Thanks.
Thank you. Matlatse. Last line from you.
Just as I've said, you know, what I'm taking from this book is that just be present, you know, in whatever role that you're doing, be present. Something that I've also realized that I haven't been really doing entirely, because honestly this year I was just finding my feet in my organization and so on and so forth. But what I'm taking from the book, like I said, just be present and see yourself flourish. And also thank you very much, ladies, for the reviews. Also gave me an insight, you know, seeing, because people don't experience the same book, one book the same way, you know. So yeah, thank you. I'm so glad that I was part of this review session.
Thank you. Sesinyane.
There's not much more to say, but like, yeah, I appreciate the reviews, and I am more than ever more inclined to complete my book. And I am blessed to have the opportunity to be part of this group and sharing knowledge. And welcome to all the new members. Have fun.
Thank you. And from my side, I really enjoyed reading this book. And I think the last part for me, when she was saying that we need a champion for this gender agenda, that's when I realized that this is the time that we need to have these conversations. And if you try it and speak about gender issues, if you speak about transformation, if you speak about race, and then go a step further, men, women, there's another part in the book where when we attain our freedom, Black men were telling women to wait their turn. And now when we have these conversations, you realize that the other gender is now saying there's a lot of work that's being done around women empowerment. What about men? And then they say now it's not equality because men feel like they're being discriminated against because preference is given to women. But if you go and read about all this work that's being done, and also the importance of having special measures and also special projects that allow women to also be part of the race, you would see that it is really necessary. So thank you very much to you all for joining in, and thank you to you, Prof. Wai, for allowing me to co-champion this book with you, and also for selecting this book for us to be able to read it as Empowered Women Book Club. So over to you, Prof. Wai, and then you will share the last words from your side and then close for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Milaro and the ladies. I truly appreciate the reviews. I enjoyed listening to everyone's perception about the book, and I think we are all sort of getting the same direction, and everyone is interested in the book. Moralo, the last time I attended the review, I need to repent, was sometime last year, and I'm telling myself now that I need to set time aside and actually really schedule them, because I'm learning so much. I'm the vibe as I'm listening to the ladies. Just the last part for me, just to sum it up. One of the statements that she makes is important of self-awareness, because she was questioning when do you ever know that you are ready for the next step. She says self-awareness is very important. You need to be able to honestly and sincerely appraise your own strengths and weaknesses as a person, so that you know if you are ready mentally and emotionally to move to the next level. Hence, I'm preaching. I'm now a preacher of self-awareness and reflection. That's important that you sit down and reflect. Whether other people are not able to reflect daily, but at least on a Sunday afternoon, reflect on your way and for your mind. And that way you can see and be honest about you as a person. And we need to stop being hard to ourselves, and because what we tend to do is to beat ourselves hard for the mistakes that we make at work. Strangely, we actually accept mistakes that we make at home, but if it's at work, we are too hard on ourselves. We need to learn from them, knowing that we had good intentions, whatever that was that we made that was not according to our intention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Wai. And in closing, I've got good news. Most of you have seen on the WhatsApp group. So we've won the Gender Mainstreaming Awards, an award under nonprofit in Southern Africa, and that is for empowerment of women in the community. So that was with Accenture and Business Engage. So me and Malevo, we went there on the 6th of October in Galaga Estates, and then we accepted that award on behalf of Empowered Women Book Club. So yeah, that is in celebration for the work that we're doing. And this is not just South Africa, this is Southern Africa. There were other nonprofits that are doing empowerment work that based on the work that we do and how we do things, they saw it fit to celebrate us in that way. And then another thing that I haven't shared on the WhatsApp group, we went to interview for the commissioner role in the Commission for Gender Equality. So they sat in the last week and had deliberations on the interview. And then from the 23 people that were interviewed, 10 people have been shortlisted, so the names are going to be submitted to the National Assembly, and once approved, then the president will make appointments. So I made it to the top 10 people that were shortlisted from the interviews that we did. I will share that in the book club. I didn't want to share that, and then now we forget about the book club. I didn't want to share, and then
Wow,
we forget
congratulations, Mulalo.
Thank you, thank you. So yeah, it's a lot is happening, and as we say, as empowered women, we want to empower, educate, and celebrate. So if there is anything that you would want us to celebrate, the successes that you're making on a day-to-day basis, please share, and then we'll celebrate one another. Thank you very much for today's session, and then enjoy the rest of. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Have a lovely week.
Thank you. Mulalo, can I have a question?
Yes.
I saw you posted committed members for 2023. Who are those and how?
Okay. So earlier this year, I think it was around July, we decided, okay, the group growing very fast, and we had said we're introducing a fee where members would pay a membership fee. It was supposed to be on a 6 months basis. So around, I think about 9 people had paid the 125. We're thinking of introducing it as 250 Rand for the whole year. And now we came to a decision to say those people that have paid, they had paid for July to December, they don't have to pay again. Let's make it an annual amount for 125. And then people are now paying their 125 for membership for next year. And when we say commitment fee, we're trying to avoid this membership fee. And then someone says, what are the benefits of being a member? And then we're like, none. So if anyone asks what are the benefits, I'm like, none. But you can see that as we continue. And also it also helped when we were selecting the books for next year, because preference was given to what those members are willing to read. And also the people that come to the review sessions as well were also given preference, because we had names that we've never seen before selecting books, but we don't know if they're really reading, if they're gonna come, if they're committed. We've got people that had selected books and they've already left the book club. And then now when it comes to their month of reviewing the book champion is not there. So just to avoid those kind of things, and also to have order and know how many people. So far we've got 16 people that are officially part of Empowered Women for 2023.
Okay, can you share, and my thing sometimes gets messy and like I've lost my phone, so I don't have some other chats. Can you share the banking details again on the group?
Okay, not a problem. That message with the members, it also has the banking details.
Okay.
Yes. The document with the book list for 2023 and also the one for 2022, it also has the banking details.
Okay.
So they're everywhere.
Okay, no problem. I shall do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
for